be a part of a series that I have created on YouTube called PCSing to Japan. If you are new here, welcome. My family is active duty. My husband is the active duty member, and we are moving to Misawa, Japan, and we are definitely excited. So I have decided to document this process to hopefully help some of you guys who are PCSing. It doesn't have to be to Japan, but PCSing period. The last video I did, which was the first video of this series, was about the overseas screening process. I went through the packet that I had, and I also mentioned a few other things that we were working on at the time. Just an update on that. The packet did get submitted, which I mentioned in the last video, and I did end up getting, it was a text message for an appointment. If you didn't see the last video, please go watch it. Because it's packed of information, so please go watch that video. I had mentioned in the video that once the packet is submitted, you'll get a text message. You don't actually have to go to the appointment. So the text message is basically telling you that there's an appointment. You don't have to go to the appointment. The text message is to let you know that whoever the overseas screening person is that looks over the packet is actually doing it on that day at that time. Once that's done, they should text you or call you, contact you in some way to let you know that either your packet is done and you can pick it up, or you might have some other stuff that you have to do. Maybe you have to follow up here or follow up with something over there, or that your packet was denied and you just can't go. So we're still waiting to hear back. Today is the 5th of July, so it's a 4-day weekend for the military. So I'm gonna actually call them on Tuesday, because it's been about, I want to say 2 weeks since we got the appointment. So I will keep you guys updated with that. But if you are in the beginning of your process, please get your overseas screening process done immediately, or started immediately. You can't turn it in until you have your orders, but you can start without the orders. I also mentioned in that video that I had to get a passport for my daughter because we recently changed her last name and she needed a passport to reflect that. Don't have it yet, they have to ship it. But if you are in the beginning of your process and you do not have a passport and you will need one, do that immediately as well. Like, that should be one of the first things on your list as well, because with COVID, everything is backed up. We got hers expedited, but an expedited passport takes 10 weeks now. That's crazy. And then if you don't have 10 weeks, that could be a problem. Thank goodness we have 10 weeks to wait. And then if you don't want to expedite it and you have time, it will take 18 weeks or up to 18 weeks. So make sure you're on the passport. Another thing that you would want to do, that you really need to do in the beginning, is, it's heavy, create one of these. This has been so helpful for me, and I was actually going to make a video about my PCSing binder, like once we got to Japan, but I think I'm gonna do it next video, because this has been such an amazing tool to have. Now this template I got from a YouTuber, and I will put all her information down below when I actually do a video about this PCSing binder. But the video for this binder will basically let you guys know what you will need to have in the binder. It's a lifesaver, I'm not even gonna lie. One thing I don't do well is organize. I am not an organized person. It is what it is. You know, but this binder has helped me keep track of like everything that's going on, because it really is a lot. And if you're not an organized person, like me, it can be overwhelming. And so the binder has definitely been a lifesaver. But before we jump into the actual video, I just want to remind you guys, if I haven't already said it, because I don't remember, to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's jump into the video though. So this video is going to be talking about the household good process. The household goods process is basically you letting the Navy know that you are moving and you need your goods either shipped to your duty station when you need it shipped, and like what you're taking. You can also let them know that you're going to be storing some things for long-term storage. And then as far as shipping your goods, you have two options. You can either do express shipping. Express shipping, I don't know when it's supposed to get to you, but that's what comes first. So usually in express shipping, people might put like their pots and pans, dustpans, brooms, mops, trash cans, clothes, just anything that they're gonna need right away. And then the second shipment would be like your table or your couch, like the big bulky items, your flat screen TV, and whatever that might be. Now there are weight limits on both, and I don't know off the top of my head, but there is a weight limit for the express shipping. There's also a weight limit for the household goods shipping. And so I think my husband knows, because he did tell me. I don't know if he still remembers, but I'll look it up and I'll put it down below in the description. But yeah, so those are the types of shipments you can do. We are doing the household goods shipping. So we're basically doing the big shipment, and we're only doing one. We're not doing the express shipping. There's 3 of us. So we each get 2 bags that we can, like 2 luggages that we can take on the plane to get there. And then we also get a carry-on bag. So I think we think we can take a lot of the stuff in like the suitcase. So that's what we're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to make it work. But my husband's sponsor did say anything that we need to ship, he gave us an address and we can ship it to him, and he'll hold on to it till we get there. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. We might have to do that though, because we have been like buying spices and stuff that we're gonna need, hair care stuff for myself and my daughter, like stocking up on that kind of stuff. And I don't want that in the big household shipping. I would rather have it in my suitcase or ship it ahead of time. So we'll see. I'll let you guys know what happens with that. And we're also doing long-term storage because we have a bunch of things that, well, we have a lot of stuff. We actually have a storage unit right now. At this apartment complex, we rent out the garage, and like that's our storage unit. But we do have a lot of stuff, and the apartments in Japan are a lot smaller in size, so we cannot bring everything, and there's really no need to bring everything. So we are doing long-term storage. Okay, so I'm gonna try to explain this the best way I can, and I hope that it's not confusing for you guys, okay? So when you request storage from the military, what happens is, for us, because we're doing 2 different kinds, we're doing long-term storage and we're shipping stuff overseas. So both shipments will have 2 separate companies. So the long-term shipment will have a moving company that will come pick that up. And then the stuff that is going to Japan will have another company that will come and pick up that stuff. Each company needs 2 days to pack the house up or pack up the storage, like for us, our garage, which is a storage unit that we have. So to pack up the house and to pack up the storage unit, and then the next day they will come and get all the boxes and stuff and then move it to their storage unit. So 2 different companies need 2 days to pack up the house and move the stuff to their storage unit. Now, the gotcha is the companies don't know what's going where. So all they know is that they're packing up your stuff and they're moving it. So you have to make sure, you will select a date, you will choose the date that you want the shippers, the movers to come to your house. So as far as dates, I'm not gonna give that to you guys yet because my husband is still on deployment. So I don't wanna give dates just yet because I'm just not sure how that will affect what they got going on there. But I will tell you guys dates as soon as I possibly can. Okay, but I do wanna say that you pick the date. So you need 2 dates. So for example, so let's say that we're moving July, today's the 5th. So the 5th and the 6th. So they will come out the 5th to pack and then pick up on the 6th. Now, that's one shipment. Say the next shipment is the 7th and the 8th, right? So, and then I have to know which company is taking what. And the way I keep track of it is through this binder. And the papers that I have in here, I keep track of it through that. But it's definitely important that you keep track. So speaking of like the documents and stuff, because that was kind of just like an overview of everything that has happened so far. When you find out you're moving overseas, your active duty member will have to go on to Defense Personnel Property System, log in and complete an application that is basically saying, hey, we're moving and we need movers to pick up our stuff and move it to where we're going. Because we have done this process before, but it is a little bit different because we're going overseas now. So we had some extra documents that we had to fill out. And because my husband is on deployment, he gave me a power of attorney to make sure that I can then communicate with the point of contact and get things done. So that's another important tip. If your spouse is on deployment, or if they're going to be going on deployment and you know that you guys are going to be moving overseas, go ahead and have them give you a power of attorney. We didn't do it in the beginning. Like he didn't get the power of attorney until he was already on deployment, so he had to ship it to me. So if you're going to be in a situation like mine, go ahead and make sure you have a power of attorney already set in place for household goods. With the power of attorney, I was able to fill out documents, sign, and all that great stuff. I communicated with my husband about when we wanted the moving companies to come pick up and pack and pick up, and then I was able to let them know. So some of the documents that I have, the initial document that my husband had to fill out is called the DD 1299, and that was basically letting them know that we're moving and we want to ship our stuff. I don't have a blank copy of that form or anything like that because I don't have access to the online system. A lot of these Navy websites, you can only get access to the system through a military computer or a CAT card, and we don't have that here. We have just a regular smuggler computer, so I couldn't get access to it, but my husband was able to do that part, and then, like I said, gave me the power of attorney so that I could do the rest. So I have here, this is what was different. We have to fill out a notice regarding locations, which require dependent family entry approval. So a DEA, FEA, covering the dates. This document is basically where I let them know what I want picked up and when, right? So I have here the date that I want the household goods picked up, and I also have the date that I want the long-term storage stuff picked up. It also lets us know like what we have to do. So upon receipt of the DEA, FEA, I should email a copy to the point of contact to ensure a copy is provided to my counselor. So there's just a whole bunch of like different statements. So they know that we know, and we know that they know that we know what's going on. So I had to initial everything, sign, select the dates that I want the movers to come and all that great stuff. And then I emailed this to her. So make sure you have your own copy of this, because this is one of the documents that I keep so that I know what shipment is going where and when is it going to be picked up. So make sure you'll have one of these. This paper, like I said, my point of contact, email it to me so that we can fill it out. Another thing that you get is or you can get is pro gear for your spouse. So I think it's just called spouse pro gear. And that's basically if your spouse has a profession that requires them to have like books or equipment, like a doctor, a personal trainer, a lawyer, or any of those things. You'll just fill this out, which is basically what all needs to be packed up for your profession and shipped over to wherever you're going, your next duty station. It also asks like what your spouse occupation and stuff like that. And then here is a list of what is considered a pro gear and what's not considered a pro gear, excuse me. The reason why this is so important is because, as I mentioned earlier, there is a weight limit on your household goods shipment, which is the big shipment, and the pro gear won't be included in that. So that will be deducted from the household shipment. So if you guys are at your limit, the pro gear, you can still ship your pro gear stuff without there being any complications on your regular shipment. We didn't have to fill that out. It didn't apply to us. So after all this stuff was filled out, I got an email, 2 separate emails for the 2 separate companies. So I got an email letting me know what moving company will be moving our things. And this is why the template that I got is so important, because one of the things that they have on here is important information. So some of it is kind of already pre-filled. So this one has new unit information, which is right here, moving company info, your landlord, and then they have extra copies that are just blank. So I use this to fill in the companies that will be moving my property and putting my stuff in storage. So I put down the name of the company, I have the address, I have their phone number, and I also have their the website. And this is just helpful. So one of the companies that's moving our things is called Reliance Moving and Storage. So I have them here. Now, I think it was last week Friday or Thursday, I forget what day it was. I got a call from this company, and they basically told me that they would send somebody out to basically survey what they're gonna be moving. All I got was the name of the company. And the date. I got the name of the company and the date that they will be moving. They didn't tell me what they was moving. So based on that, I had to know whether they was moving our stuff, our household goods stuff, or the stuff that's going into storage. So we haven't actually moved anything around, even though they're going to be coming to pack really soon. Like, we have to get the house together. What we're doing is that anything that we're not taking to Japan, we're going to be moving it from the house into the storage unit downstairs. So into the little garage unit that we have. Anything in the garage that we want to take with us is going to be coming up. So we're pretty much making it easy for them. So the company that's moving our household goods only has to worry about taking the stuff inside the apartment. And the company that is going to be moving our stuff to long-term storage only has to worry about the stuff inside the garage. So when the guy came, he told me the date, they told me what company they was coming from. And I did not look at my binder. So at first I showed him downstairs the garage. And I was like, oh, everything that will be in here will be, is what you guys are going to be moving. Y'all don't have to worry about nothing else. And then as he was leaving, I'm like, wait, let me double check. And I double check, and that company is actually moving our household goods stuff. So they actually needed to see the things that were in the house. Sorry, my husband's calling. Okay. Sorry about that. My husband was calling and we was just talking, but I'm back now. Like I was saying earlier before the call, we had to, I got confused because I didn't look at my binder to double check which company was moving what. So I eventually did, and the guy had to come back upstairs to look at the house so he can survey the house to see what we're taking and stuff like that. What he told me before he left, and he was real cool about it, like he wasn't complaining or anything, and I was grateful. But what he told me was that, and this is across the board, like when you're moving, this is across the board no matter when you're moving. When they come pack, you have to take all the electronics off the wall. So we have like our TV hung up. If you can see behind me in the kitchen in this area, we keep a lot of, we use the top of our cabinets for storage. So we'll have to take all of those down. We have to take the stuff off the wall. So like any pictures and stuff will have to come down off the wall. All electronics or anything that's, all electronics will have to be plugged out. We have lamps in our room. The shade on the lamps will have to be taken down. And I think that was about it. The point in me telling you guys that story is to make sure you guys keep track of like what company is moving your things and when, because that's important. What we do not want is for the stuff that's supposed to be in storage to show up in Japan and all of your household goods is in storage. So just keep your stuff tidy. And like I said, next week, I will go over this binder because it's so important and it was definitely a lifesaver. And like I said, all documents that we've filled out or had to, I've made copies of if I had to turn it in for proof or whatever, receipts in the binder. That's all I have for you guys today. I am going to start moving things around in my house, moving the stuff that's going to be in storage downstairs and vice versa. I'm also going to be going shopping for Kylie, because if you have kids, you know that you really need to shop every season for them because they grow so fast. We're going to the northern part of Japan. It gets cold really fast. The winters are long. When we get there, which we'll get there in September, it's going to be already cold. So when we pack our luggage, we're going to be packing both summer and like cold weather gear. And because we don't know how long our household goods is gonna take, I'm gonna be packing like winter stuff too. Comforters, coats, jackets, like snow boots. I'm packing everything. So I wanna bring you guys along for, some of that and stuff. So please stay tuned. I'm so excited to be documenting this process. Like I said, I hope it helps somebody out there about to go through the process, or even somebody who's going through it and just like stressing the hell out, because trust me, I understand. That is it for this video. I will see you guys in the next one when I am talking about my PCSing binder, and I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Bye.